Well, a lot of discussion during the last couple years about something called 5G technology, and we know about how it works with cell phones and things like that. There's going to be some pretty significant changes to our lives. The good news is that 5G is not the network of tomorrow. It is here. It has finally arrived. My guest on the WCTC Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, he is the Vice President of Network at Verizon, and he's here to explain what 5G is, what 5G is not, when consumers can get it, and what the transition to 5G is going to mean for us. So let's welcome in Mike Haberman to WCTC this morning. Hey, Mike, it's Burt Barron. How are you today?
Doing very well. Thanks for having me.
So it's like a 4G. It is so 2016, right? We're moving on to the next thing now, right?
Well, 4G is a great technology. It'll still be around for a long time, so it's a nice technology. But today, what we're introducing is our 5G ultra-wideband mobility system, which, by the way, G stands for generation, so it's the fifth generation technology. 4G was the fourth generation, and typically what happens with every generation is you increase the speed by a factor of 10, and certainly 5G is doing a lot more than that. But what we're announcing today is we're deploying more than 30 markets in 2019, and we're announcing the first two markets are Chicago and Minneapolis, and then we'll be announcing more as we go along, but we're very excited to announce it. We're also letting customers pre-order a 5G device as of the 14th tomorrow. So you'll be able to order a Motorola Z3 with a mod that goes on it that enables it for 5G technology. So this technology is becoming very real, and it really started in October of last year when we introduced 5G home service in four cities: LA, Indy, Sacramento, and Houston. So this is just the next step in our continued leadership in the deployment of 5G technology.
Awesome stuff, and this is like breaking stuff here today. It's kind of cool that you're sharing all this information here today on New Jersey Radio and WCTC. Now I just got to wait for Newark or Philadelphia to be a part of this, but I'm so jealous for Chicago and Minnesota, but I know the 5G is going to get here too. So are we talking about major differences, Mike, major upgrades, something that people will notice and be wowed by right away when they experience 5G for the first time?
Yeah, here's what you're going to see. First of all, you're going to see the speed that I talked about before, well in excess of 10 times what you see today. So that right there is a game changer. But what you're also going to see, and what people are going to realize over the next period of time as they understand 5G technology, is there's a thing called latency, and I'll describe what that is because that's a fairly technical term. What it is the time it takes information to get from your mobile phone to the network and back, right? And what we're talking about with 5G is the ability to do that in a blink of an eye, right? So that's another game-changing technology because what that does, that makes your phone more responsive when things are done. Now, what that will enable is applications that really have not been possible, and I'll go through some of them. One of them would be, for example, smart cities. Your ability to manage traffic, your ability to manage lights, the ability to manage resources could all be done centrally because it could all be networked together. Another one would be autonomous reality and virtual reality. So you can go to places without actually being there. And one of the applications would be one that's near and dear to my heart is so you can take students who are in a classroom and you can take them to places without having to leave the classroom and truly get a sense for what it's like to be out there. You can also, I'm a fairly visual learner. You can, go through MathWise and show how visually things work with math and other things. So you can change the learning process. And then you can move on to other applications like autonomous vehicles seems to be one that's talked about quite a bit. And just to highlight what can happen there, what's going to be possible is I think people understand an autonomous vehicle. It's a vehicle with a lot of computer in it, right, that drives the car. I mean, it makes sense. What you can do, though, is you can take some of that decision-making and take it out of the car and put it in the network, right? And the question is, well, why would you do that? Well, you can leverage cameras in cities or whatever, and you could see bikes that are acting strangely. You could see cars that are going to blow through stop signs. Maybe you can see people that are behind buildings through these cameras before the car actually sees it. And since it's real time, you can feed that information back to the car so it can make decisions with stuff that it can't even see at that point. So that's what this sort of stuff brings together. And then obviously you have gaming and remote surgeries and things like that. So this, it's just the tip of the iceberg is what you're going to see. It's
remarkable, the technology, and you summed it up perfectly when you said everything from gaming to surgery now is going to be thought of as being different, but it's just awesome technology. What about people that currently, like myself, are Verizon subscribers, and I've been very brand loyal. I think the first phone I ever had is a Verizon. You probably see good brand loyalty in your business. So I have a 4G phone now. Will I have access to 5G, or will I have required to get a new phone at some point?
The way it works is, first of all, 4G technology is still a great technology. It's still developing. It's going to be around for a long time. So that will continue to get this 5G technology. The Motorola Z3 is the first product that's going to have it, so you'd have to get that product. Mm-hmm. We're also going to be offering a Samsung S10 5G device. We announced it a few weeks ago with Samsung. Certainly an iconic device that is going to have 5G in it. And then we also have an Inseego hotspot that essentially you can use to use for your computer or devices to get the 5G service. So those will be the initial three products that you'll have to get your hands on to leverage this technology.
Nice. And that Samsung you mentioned, that is one hot phone right there. So
maybe I've seen it.
Maybe that's the one I'll take a look at. That's pretty awesome. And thank you so much, Mike, for sharing all this information today. But where can people go for some more details on this?
You can go to Verizon.com/5G, and we've taken a lot of time to put a lot of great information on there. You can really answer any question you have.
Excellent. And Mike from the Rutgers College of Engineering here in New Brunswick, is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah?
I'm a local. So
awesome.
Pleasure to be on this station. I grew up around this station, WCTC.